All right, cool. Thanks for that, Ruben. Hey, do you ever wonder what a person's face says about them? Turns out you can tell a lot about a person by their expressions and the lines on their face without even talking to them. Jean Hainer is a face reader, and she's here this morning to tell us what exactly you're talking about. Because this is so interesting. Without even talking to someone, just by seeing a picture, we can tell a lot about a person. And what do you mean by this?
Absolutely. Well, what I do is Chinese face reading, which is actually an ancient branch of Chinese medicine. And over thousands of years, they developed a way to understand who somebody really is inside by looking at the slant of their eyebrow, the size of their nose, the shape of their chin. The characteristics of your face are really a map of your inner nature.
Okay, so how did you become involved in this? I was kind of asking you before.
Because I'm not Chinese.
Yeah, and I was going to say, so it's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, I married into a Chinese family when I was in my 20s. Chinese from China, not Chinese American. And my mother-in-law started to try to teach me Chinese face reading. And I thought it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever heard of, to judge someone based on their appearance. How terrible is that?
And now we're going to do it today.
Well, it's not about judgment, actually. It's about understanding and acceptance. It's actually the opposite of judgment.
Okay, so it's the good kind of judgment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, so what are the different things that you look for when you look at a picture or when you look at someone face to face?
Well, you know, the wonderful thing about face reading is that it's kind of like your user's manual for life. So when someone walks in the door, you can understand kind of who they are showing up here to be. You can understand how to create immediate rapport for them. Things like really strong eyebrows. If you see that in someone, that actually means they're hardworking, they're driven, they're highly logical. They value logic, and so you want to talk facts with them.
Okay, so we have some pictures, and we're going to go ahead and pull them up and let you kind of read the faces and tell us what their faces are saying about them. The first one, 40s line, 60s line. What does that mean?
Well, so this gentleman, if you look at the bridge of his nose, there's a deep horizontal crease across the bridge of his nose. And one thing that your face shows you is the map of your life experience. And what this means is that when he turned 40, he made a significant life change. It's called a break with the past. Could be a divorce, change of job, move across country. We don't know, but we do know his life significantly changed at that time.
Okay, what about cheeks big? The larger your cheeks, the more likely you're able to speak up.
Yes, well, the cheeks stand for our ability to speak up, to hold authority, to manage a staff, or to give advice to people. The larger your cheeks, the more likely you are to be able to want to give advice to somebody whether they've asked for it or not.
Interesting. Our cheeks aren't very
No,
prominent.
You and I have rather flat cheeks. But in a way that's good, because that means that we don't really want to be responsible for what other people do. We want to be responsible for ourselves.
Non-confrontational. That sounds about right. Okay, let's talk about cheeks and chin. What does that mean?
Yeah, so let's see this photo here. I don't see it yet.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right. Well, interestingly, I mean, you know, you can use face reading in online dating, for instance. It's amazing to be able to know what someone is.
Oh my gosh, that is so great.
Yes. And they found that you can actually read the level of someone's sex drive by looking at their face. And even Western science validates this. The larger the chin, the stronger the sex drive, the greater the level of testosterone in the body.
So Jay Leno?
Yeah, well, we're okay.
We'll leave that alone.
We'll have to ask his wife about that.
All right, so eyebrows too thin. What does that mean if you see someone with thin eyebrows?
So, you know, for women, it's really important. If you were born with strong eyebrows, to pluck them or wax them to too thin a line is not good for you, because eyebrows represent your self-confidence, your ability to be assertive. And if you reduce your eyebrows, you lose those qualities.
Okay, so I have to ask you, you know, with Botox and all the plastic surgery, and people are getting, you know, all these crazy things done to their face nowadays, can you still read a person's face? Let's say they've gotten like the cheek implants and all that stuff.
You can, and I'm so glad that more and more people are coming to me for readings these days before they have the cosmetic surgery done, so they know what the implications are. You can still read the face, but the concept is that your face is a blueprint of who you are inside. And you know, if you're building a house, you build it according to the blueprint. You don't switch things around arbitrarily without knowing what you're doing. So you can actually throw your system out of balance. You can kind of create a little bit of havoc in your life by changing your face.
Okay, so there can be some benefits to understanding this, understanding a lot about your face, and then maybe your partner, your family's face, and you can learn all about that. And your child, you're very right. You know, our producer Nicole's pregnant. We were just talking about that, and it would be so cool to send you a picture of her baby when they're born, and then you can be able to tell a lot about them.
Well, you know, as all parents know, your child is not a little mini version of you. They have very different personalities, and it can be so amazing to be able to see what your child needs and their unique needs in order to help them flourish. It it kind of takes all the mystery out of it. You can understand why they're behaving the way that they are and help them create a happy life for themselves.
Well, I find this so interesting. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And you can learn a lot more about this in your 2 books.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Thanks.
much.